right, great work there, ISU. The city of Peoria is rededicating a special sculpture to honor a well-known runner who has been known to throw a pretty big event. This piece, called Flight of the Cakewalkers, was built in 2001 by artist Preston Jackson. It debuted at Chicago's Navy Pier until it was moved to Peoria's Riverfront. Well, it's now being dedicated to Steve Strostrom, who was best known in the community for being the co-founder of the Illinois Valley Striders and the Steamboat Classic more than 50 years ago, and is known to have done immense work to expand the riverfront area. The sculpture is said to represent the victories and struggles of those who felt historically excluded. It has various symbols within the work, but most notably showcases a plantation house and a couple jumping over a wedding broom.
It can not only continue to be enjoyed by our community members, but also so that it can serve as a reminder of your husband, his advocacy, his care for others, and his unwavering commitment to the riverfront and our city.
And that sculpture can be found in Liberty Park, that is on the Southwest Water Street area.